It's human nature to want some sort of feedback whenever we're working on something difficult. That's one reason that people studying for a big exam love to prep using multiple choice practice tests, where you get constant feedback about whether you answered each question right or wrong. I get the appeal. The problem is that using multiple choice or matching exercises to study is going to end up being so much less effective than other study methods that you could have used. And let's be honest, you or your students would probably love to be able to learn faster while actually studying less than you have been already. I'm Andrew with Brainscape, an adaptive flashcards platform that applies decades of proven cognitive science research into how we learn better. And if there's one major thing we've learned over the years, it's that while multiple choice may be a convenient format for computers to assess how well you're doing at certain milestones, it's not nearly as effective a tool for studying if you're actually trying to learn the material in the process. Sure, you get the feedback on which questions you got wrong, but your brain doesn't absorb feedback on wrong multiple choice questions and answers in the same way that you would if you were revealing the answer to a flashcard and then rating how well you knew it on more of a spectrum like you would do in Brainscape. There are two main reasons why multiple choice practice tests are not as effective study methods as that active recall. First is that there's a massive difference between what happens in your brain when you are actively recalling something from memory, like on the back of a flashcard, than when you are just recognizing the correct answer on a page or a screen among those multiple choices. When we don't have to conjure up the concept ourselves in our brains and we just have to recognize which choice is right, we're not processing that concept deeply enough for us to remember it. In fact, research shows that passively reviewing existing materials is alarmingly less than half as effective at improving memory retention 1 week later when compared to studying using active prompted recall. It makes sense. Think about how hard it would be for you to accurately draw the exact design of a $20 bill, despite the fact that you've passively seen it at least hundreds or thousands of times. But once you've actively drawn it a few times, you will remember it forever. This is why instead of doing multiple choice study games or practice tests, you should consider using flashcards, something like Brainscape. They might not be as fun, but each time you think of an answer from scratch using active recall, you'll be learning much more than the lazier students who just wanted a game. The second main reason why flashcards will help you learn more than practice tests will is that instead of the computer just telling you which questions that you got right or wrong, you are the one who assesses whether you were right or wrong. And if you're using Brainscape's adaptive flashcards, you'll be doubly attentive to the knowledge because you're mentally comparing your answer to the correct answer on the back of the flashcard, and you're rating on a scale of 1 to 5 how confident you were in your knowledge. You're using metacognition. Both of these actions really force you to reflect on your knowledge, and that's not even to mention the fact that your confidence ratings actually determine how soon you'll see those flashcards again, which will further optimize your studying via spaced repetition. Now, I should say that I'm not really trying to knock multiple choice tests here as an assessment tool, because even if they're not an effective way to study, I can totally see why multiple choice tests are an easy way to assess student knowledge at scale. Sometimes we just don't have the resources to grade millions of student essays or hands-on projects. So if we're using multiple choice tests, let's just make sure to recognize them for what they are, which is a cheap and fast way to roughly assess our competence at learning certain milestones, but not necessarily an effective way to be learning or practicing the material along the way. If you like the advice here, be sure to subscribe, check out the Brainscape Academy for more great learning tips, and of course, use Brainscape itself every day if you want to learn faster, remember longer, and prepare yourself to most effectively rise to any challenge.